Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to today's Bitcoin update for Tuesday, 15th of March. And here we are with the Bitcoin guys. And so far, I'm really bored with this, whatever Bitcoin is doing right now. But I do get the message though. I do understand what they're trying to give us. And in my opinion, whatever they're trying to give us is potentially a downtrend. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. But something is very, very clear. They're showing the middle finger, guys. Okay. So this is boom, 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 something like that. Okay. If you turn on the line graph, you're going to get the message very loud and clear. Do you see that? I got the message loud and clear. The fingers, the middle finger, boom, right? So that's just what's going on right now. Anyway, the whales are really, really disturbing everyone's mind right now. Even the traders know what they're trying to give us right now. And from here, it seems like you're pushing to the downside. You're starting to lose this trend line once again. Okay, so if you do start to come up here and fail, then potentially you're going to be rolling over down to this level. Yeah, on the 15 minutes time frame yesterday, I saw a potential inverse head and shoulder. And from this head and shoulder, we did have a nice good pump to the upside. This was your left shoulder. I did share on the Discord the head and the right shoulder here. And but the problem is that we didn't, come down to actually support the neckline. So yeah, you did pump to the upside, came down, failed to retest the neckline, and you came down, and now you're pushing to the downside. So one thing is very clear. I'm gonna dive into the 1 hour time frame here, and it seems like you're just making this very, very boring long sideways continuation, right? So the question is, you had one fake out here, you had one fake out right there, you had this one right here where you just push to the upside. Is this the same fate? Are you actually gonna just come down here and then push to the upside? That's something that I'm interested to see. Or is this, just a pop to the downside to actually go down to this trend line, maybe 36,579, but the weekends, because during the Tuesdays, you're failing to actually make some green candles, and that's not good at all. Okay. If you're failing to do this stuff in Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, then heading into the weekends in the next like 2 3 days, if you just continue like that, and that's gonna be absolutely bad for Bitcoin, then you're potentially just gonna roll over down here, okay, and try to touch that trend line. But still, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Okay, one thing is gonna be the only good thing about it is that I'm actually gonna have a cleared brain, and my brain is gonna be cleared that at least you did came down here, find support there, and potentially this could be a strong entry point to actually ride to the upside. Get my point? And I see a lot of movements from starting from 19th of March. So there is like 4 days left. So in these 4 days, anything can happen. Okay, anything can happen. Now, something tells me you're not gonna have like big dumps to the downside over here and 30 Ks. Anyway, it can happen. But looking at Cardano recently, just look at how beautiful Cardano is looking on the daily. It has a nice bullish pattern that is a falling wedge. And this tells me that even Bitcoin is near to a break to the upside. And that's the reason why Cardano is giving the hints that a time very soon, until 21 of March, you're gonna have this thing pushed to the upside potentially. You could have one last small wick to the downside here to the 68, and then boom, come back up, and then from here you start to go to the upside. And this wick to the downside would be the drop, small mini drop of Bitcoin to the 36K potentially. It's not important that you do that anyway. But diving back into the Bitcoin daily chart, it seems like there's a little bit of bearish pattern on the daily as well. So what I'm gonna do is zoom in here on the daily, and you can see that um, yeah, the candlestick that you're printing here is not good, because you made one big green candle, and potentially this red candle next to it is actually kind of bearish. And if you start to close below here like this, then you've never closed below here. That will be for the first time. Look, you never closed here before. You never closed below the line here as well. You never closed below the line here as well. Even here you passed the retest. So today, if you start to close below the line, then there's a good chances that you're actually gonna go down. But who knows? Who knows? The way they're playing the games, the way the whales are actually moving sideways from here, they could just actually come down and then boom, go up. They don't care. But to be honest, I don't think the buyings that I did, I'm gonna sell them. They're not in a selling position. I think this is a buying opportunity, nothing else. Because by the end of the day, you don't know where the bottom is, right? Is this your bottom? Is this your bottom? Is this your bottom right here? No one can answer that. Okay, so instead of like waiting for the bottom, or if it's 20K, if it's 30K, just buy in small chunks. Okay, buy a little bit here. If it does come down maybe again to 35K, buy a little bit there. If it does come to 30K, buy a little bit here. Use 10% of your money. You can use 15% of your money, just a little bit of buying, and that would be amazing, because you're gonna have a nice good average out of your money, and the day it starts to print the bottom and moves to the upside, I don't know when that day is gonna be there, hopefully based on history, and from that time you're gonna see this thing actually shoot to the upside. But there's one more thing that it's really important to point out on the monthly time frame. So let me open up in a place where I don't have the lines. So the monthly tells me there's a problem, and this monthly time frame really is an issue. Do you see that? It's already an issue, because by the end of the day, I told you before, you do have three black rows, you do have a head and shoulders. Okay, you do have the head and shoulder pattern, and right now what you're doing is, by the end of the month, if you start to come down and close near $37,909, then you're going to see Bitcoin the next month actually going to the downside. And even those bullish patterns on Cardano and other coins are not going to hold. They're not going to hold potentially. And this is going to be an issue. That's going to be an issue. But anything you have to do is wait for confirmation, because there is like 16 days, 17 hours to go to close this month. And depending on the price level that you're going to close the month, potentially if you do come and close it here, that's negative. That's wrong. I don't think it's a good closing price position. But if you do actually in this month go a little bit upside to like nearly 48,000 by the end of the month, which is still possible, anything can happen in the last 10 days, then that to me would be a good situation. I'm going to say that Bitcoin in April is potentially going to start to move to the upside as well. So nothing I say is financial advice, of course. And if you guys want to learn how to trade, yeah, there's a course for you out there. And please give it a check. The link is in the description of the video. And I'm going to see you tomorrow with a new update. Allah Hafiz.